Next round of questions will be for Georgia House District 95, Representative Rice. How will you handle serving the competing interests of business and ordinary citizens in Georgia?
Well, that's a great question, because without business in Georgia, there won't be jobs for the people who are in Georgia. And what we've attempted to do over the last 4 years particularly is come back from this recession. We've added over 300,000 jobs, new jobs, private sector jobs. We are fifth in the country in terms of addition of jobs over that same period of time. So the things that we do in terms of balancing the public and private sector interests in terms of the business interest versus the citizens, I don't see necessarily a difference there. I see business interests that serve the needs of the public are interests that we should encourage, particularly in terms of getting new businesses here, like Baxter International, like Caterpillar, like Kia, all these types of businesses that we provide some tax incentives to get them here. They're good for the jobs in Georgia, and that's what rises everybody up.
I think there are lots of differences, whether when we talk about economic interests, you know, there's always other conflicting interests, whether they are environmental interests or communities, information, you know, requests for information interest. So first of all, the process has to be pretty transparent and explain to the community in a way that what are the economic benefits and how does the community benefit with those economic benefits. A lot of times what we are seeing is there's a mismatch of incentives, and how do we balance those incentives to attract businesses, and how do we balance big businesses versus small businesses? Very often community are small business owners, and providing that balance will automatically include our small business community in the dialogue process. And the other issue is also workforce training. You want to hire locally so that the local community is involved in the businesses as well, instead of bringing workforce from outside. Thank you.
Representative Rice, rebuttal.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that workforce development, Amreeta, because the governor has put in place the Workforce Development Grant, which studies industries in this state that need worker capability and provides free training for them through the technical colleges. The second thing we do, and we get people here through the Quick Start program, which puts people from the technical colleges in concert with the businesses who are coming here to train up their people in those specific industries, so that gives them a quick start in terms of being able to achieve their goals and therefore the people's goals.
We'll now go to the Board of Commissioners, District 2. Commissioner Howard, what is the greatest challenge for Gwinnett County?
Just one.
The greatest.
Goodness, thinking on my feet here. Probably still the greatest challenge is to make sure we have a transparent government. We have tried really hard to make it part of the fabric of how the county is working instead of just a yearly review of it. We don't rely on the grand jury report. We think that that's the start. That means that's just a suggestion. There's a lot more that we have to do. We have strengthened all of our ordinances. We have strong, and I know a lot of you have experienced just the dealing with purchasing the Simpsonwood Retreat Center. There's things that I can and can't do, and there's lots of things that I can't say, and I can't be involved in the negotiation. It has to come from the law department. It's to keep all of us safe in the county with our tax dollars, and so it's something that I really push for every single day to make sure that we're being completely transparent.
Well, I feel that the current commission probably really thinks that they're doing a great job with transparency, but when you don't know who the actual names of developers are, then you can't check out the disclosures and find out if those people have been donating to particular campaigns. I think that's an issue. I think it should be made public. We should know exactly who is doing business with the county, when they're doing it, and if they had and if they had donated to candidates. And if they did, then the candidates or the commissioners need to recuse themselves from those particular votes.
Commissioner Howard, rebuttal.
Okay, I don't even know how to answer that one. It's published regularly. You can read complete disclosures, and it's a state requirement, and I think it's a federal requirement. So you can tell exactly who has donated to me, and that's really just the start of it. We do disclose, there is a disclosure on every zoning. There is a sheet that's required, and so that is there. We are also one of the only counties in the state who publishes every single transaction that we do every month. So I don't know how you get more transparent than that.